just had Maxwell Wasike with Spotlight on Sports, and we want to give him a very big shout out for flexing his intellectual muscles. He was just talking about financial muscles a couple of minutes ago, and his jargon is a force to be reckoned with. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying tuned to Y in the Morning. Again, our WhatsApp line is 0700345457, or you can text us at 22162 and start with YM254. And we have something special for you. As many times as you can, text 22162 and start with YM254. Or you can get us on Facebook at Y254, Y254 TV on Instagram, Y254 channel on Twitter, hashtag Y in the Morning. Or you can get us on YouTube if you have missed an interview that you really want to catch, or you missed a couple of things that you want to get to, or you want to just, you know, those things that you want to see again. Yes, you go to a YouTube channel, Y254 channel on YouTube. Now, with me in the studio, before I introduce him, we know that this is Cancer Awareness Month, and specifically Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It started from the 1st of October, runs all the way through the 31st, and we have Mwangi Chege, CEO and founder of Outburst Limited. Wow. Oh man, tell me about that name first. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That name just came. Really,
Yeah?
it doesn't quite mean anything. You know, the way it has a history
There's no
to
depth.
it.
Oh.
Nothing. It was just out there looking for a good name for just to express ourselves. And we started our company as Expedition Outburst because we were just taking people out to explore. We are all about experiential education and team building. And so as we went out there, we were known as Expedition Outburst, but later we rebranded to just Outburst Limited. Yeah. And
What has the rebranding done for you?
quite a bit. Number one is the rebranding has made us step out of the box, because most of the time when we do team building and we're training clients, we try to show them to think outside the box, really. And how great it is that as you train people, that you also unlearn some of those things that you learned, and so it was also our season of transformation. And the rebranding not only changed our face, but it also changed us in the way we do things.
I really like how you've put that unlearning. It's quite key in learning. You must unlearn some things that have been drilled into your mind. Okay, let's start with this. When we think of Africa maybe as a whole, it's when you're foreign coming in, the first thing maybe you'll think about is HIV and AIDS, or poverty, or you have kids starving, and all these very unflattering advertisements of people just dying all over the place. What made you go the cancer route?
One, let me say we like to portray negatives, really. But I'm a very positive person, or so I determined to be. So what pushed us as a company towards cancer is our experience. 2-3 years ago, I lost, let's say in a span of 4 years, 3-4 years, I lost 5 members of my family.
Wow.
Close relatives and family. Started off with my auntie, who had breast cancer, my uncle who had blood cancer, then my other uncle who had leukemia, and then my other uncle, the brother to this other uncle of mine, had prostate cancer, and one of my dads in love, and then my dad, it hit home. That one hit home, and it hit us hard. Our dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and so it wasn't the same. It's different when you're taking care of supporting relatives from a distance. It's very different when it breaks in and comes to your house.
Literally at your doorstep.
Literally. Not at the doorstep, inside. As in, it hit us hard. But I decided, you know, let's be positive about it, and talked through with my dad. We went to India. We had a good time. You know, it was quite a journey.
I feel like this story has somehow changed. You went to India, had a good time. That sounds like a very trying period for you.
Amazingly, Valentine, let me tell you, it was in March, and I happened to...
This year?
No, 2 years ago.
Okay.
But my dad and I share a birthday month, which is March, and we are just 2 days apart. So he was diagnosed with cancer end of January. But the time we sorted all these things out and decided to go to India, it was March. So I just made fun to my dad. I said, you know what, Dad, let's go for a birthday, an international birthday treat. Anyway, you know, just looking at the other side of life. And so even on our, like, we said, let's go on holiday, really. I was taking him to the hospital, but we just twisted it around and said, let's go on holiday. Let's see how it goes. The doctor had given him 3 months to live. My dad lived another 1 year.
Wow.
So it did very good for him. Yeah. But apart from that, when we came back, I started just talking to people about cancer, and the people who knew me and what and my family, and what we had gone through. You know, as you talk to people, I realized people started opening up, and guys would say, oh, I also lost my mom through cancer. I also lost my auntie. And then I came to the office and asked guys, how many of us have been affected by cancer? And literally everyone.
If not, you know, inside the home, but generally.
Yes, generally, an auntie, an uncle, a close friend. You know, I thought, whoa.
How did you find the strength to talk about it? I feel like maybe it's very sore spot to open up to.
I think I had come to terms with it. One of the person who really made me learn a lot about cancer was my uncle. He was very close to me. I was very close to him. And he was in Kenyatta for a long time. He had been in this cancer ward, and so people come in and check out. Check out literally, you know, like die. Oh. You know? And so he had, he had learned, you know, the way we say we learn on the job, he had learned in the ward. And he didn't tell me, oh, you see that guy now, he's on stage, this will happen to him next, and this will happen. And I was like, this guy has been here for too long. And I remember just before he died, he actually told me that, you know, one day I went to, he had been discharged. And so I went and just to help him go back home. And we got to the parking lot, and he said, I feel blood in my mouth.
In his mouth?
In his mouth.
Coming out?
Just, you know, the way you can feel, maybe like your gum is bleeding, but you can taste blood. So the guy said, oh, I think this is a bad sign. And he spit, it had blood stain. And he told me, sorry, he used to call me Moas and said, sorry, I can't go home. I said, excuse me? You know, you've been discharged, you've been here
for a very long
time. For a very long time, many weeks. But he said, no, it's a very bad sign. I said, okay, let's do this. You call the doctor. And if the doctor allows you to go home, we go home. If you have to come back tomorrow. Just take a break. But he taught me a lot of things all the way. And even told me, you know, when this thing happens, the next thing is, you know,
checking out.
You check out. I couldn't believe. So I got most of my strength from him, really. Yeah.
Do you feel that maybe the issue, maybe, I don't know if it's cancer as a whole or just basic life-threatening diseases or terminal illnesses, that it's still quite taboo? Like, it's not something we easily talk about. I won't walk up to you and tell you, oh, my peoples, there's someone I know who's doing this, who's going through this.
But you know what? Death is a reality. You know, whichever way you look at it, death is a reality. And so I think one of the things that people need to get to talk about is death. if I asked you if you had 3 months to live, what would you do? And if you had 2, what would you do? What if you had a week to live, really?
When you, as you ask me this, I can think of a couple of things to do, but I assume if I was actually in a position to realize that I have 1 week left, I'd sit and do nothing because there's so much to do and so little time. Oh, wow.
And so even as we sensitize people on matters cancer awareness, I like to tell people we've got only 1 life to live, so you better live today to the fullest. You don't know about tomorrow, whether you're healthy or terminally ill. Yeah, but I think terminal illness really puts us on the edge because we feel, you know, our days are really numbered. But from the onset, our days are numbered, really. It's so you need to do what you do and do it well. Yeah.
I want to say that we have very little knowledge of cancer, maybe as a country. Again, we're going through Breast Cancer Awareness Month from the 1st of this month all the way to the end. And breast cancer is the 2nd most common. Second, I think, only to maybe the brain tumors and all this. So all these prostate and pancreatic, and do they have like similar symptoms, like what you saw with if I may, what you saw with your father or maybe with your uncle? Was there a massive difference in the symptoms, or was it just the same thing?
Almost the same, almost the same. They vary here and there, but the symptoms are almost the same. When the doctors check on you, I think they get worried, one, if you lose your weight suddenly, you know, loss of weight, a sudden loss of weight, it's a trigger to maybe, perhaps, you know, but the treatments are different and things like that. But even when it comes to treatment, they're almost similar because you do chemo at a certain stage, and you'll hear cancer patients talking about chemotherapy, and it's just to try and shrink the tumors and control them so that they don't spread too much. So they're almost similar. Now, sometimes most of the time, actually, you know, especially in our country, we talk about breast cancer a lot.
Yeah.
I know this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But it doesn't mean that the others are not there, and in a big magnitude. It's only that in most instances, issues affecting women, which is breast and cervical, women are a little louder. They go to the hospital often. For men shy away. Men will not go for checkups until
they really have to, or they find that, like, I need to go, like there's something. Almost.
So we have very few of those cases reported. Cases of prostate cancer for men. It's not that it's not there. So when you and unfortunately, then men are diagnosed late. Unfortunately, and when it's stage 4. There's not too much that can be done. So that's why we are sensitizing people on, hey people, let's eat right. Let's do physical activity. Let's do a bit of workout. It's good for your body. And then the last one is important. Let's do medical checkups often. Don't wait until you're unwell. It's very late then. I advise most of my friends, do your checkups on your birthday. Then you'll never forget. So just when it's your birthday.
That's so smart though.
Just when it's your birthday. Or if you're married, then do it on your anniversary. Then it's something that is just there every year. And it's amazing what that can do for you.
I imagine cancer takes a lot from people. It comes in stages. Okay, first I understand that awareness encompasses sensitizing, early detection, education, and kind of prevention sort of type of thing. But I feel maybe cancer there's the news that you have cancer or someone you know has cancer. That's already devastating enough. And then there's the cancer kind of settling in or seeking treatment, and that's already expenses and all this. And now you have things like chemotherapy, which takes even more from you because it makes you unwell before it makes you better. How did you cope with all this?
How I coped? Team. We worked as a team in our family. I'm the only boy among sisters.
Wow, how many sisters do you have?
4.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was heavy on me because it's dad, and not mom. But it doesn't mean that I love my dad more than my sisters. It's just that, you know, because of the sex orientation. So if it's good to go to because if it's to go to the hospital, then I have to take my dad. My sisters would do that, but let's say, like when we went to India, then I had to go. But I got a lot. We worked as a team. We supported each other. It was not easy because sometimes I was really down, and it is them who supported me. You know, we talked about it often. Actually, there's a lot of therapy in talking. You know, just asking people, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What does this situation make you feel like? And you know, it helps people ease
kind of sounds like
pressure.
White people things, you know, talking about feelings and emotions. So it's not just a foreign concept, it actually does work.
It works, it works. Sometimes it was difficult because we often had to get to a point and we had to make hard decisions. For example, when I talk about going to India, it sounds like it was easy. It wasn't easy. Because it had too many implications.
And this India, why does everyone keep going to India? What's with India? What's going on?
They're ahead of us in the medical field. They not only have technology, but a lot of expertise and experience. That we can't ignore. And because of that, then they bring the cost of medical attention a little lower, even for international patients. Amazingly, all those hospitals, they compete on standards more than business, you know, and they're good at what they do. How I wish and pray that that will happen in Kenya very soon. You know, our government is trying and doing what they can do, but we need to do more. A lot has to be done.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel that we are going out to find treatment. Meanwhile, our nurses are still on strike, and maybe not any fault of their own because you know that their needs have to be met. But it's kind of strange that we must go somewhere else to get something that we can get at home because we have qualified people. Okay, just maybe I wanted to take you through the journey as we wrap up of how you came about to, how to say, like construct or bring out your company and the CSR behind it, corporate social responsibility. It's a mouthful. Yes.
And nowadays some companies have changed it. The modern is CSI, corporate social investment. So
oh my gosh, I was going to say initiative.
We keep learning.
I learned something today. Thank you. Okay, so we have this, and we have Outburst Limited. So what does Outburst Limited do exactly?
Outburst Limited is a training and team building consultancy firm. So we train many companies on matters team building and how to work best as teams, to you know, address issues at the workplace, issues, trust, communication, productivity, efficiencies. How do you do all this together as a team, you know? And we move people from being just good teams to great teams by inspiring them to work together. And this brings a lot of productivity to the workplace. It makes the workplace a good place to be, putting in mind that at the workplace is where we spend most of our life.
It's true.
And our most productive hours of the day. And you know those things that used to be in homes, and I think they're still there, plaques that say the families that pray together
stay together.
Yes. So in companies we say staff who play together
stay together. That is so smart. I think the most inspiring bit about maybe having you on set today is that you've been through so much, but you didn't cocoon yourself. You didn't throw yourself an extended pity party. You went ahead and did something that would, you know, reach out to other people going through similar situations. And on that note, tell me about tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow we have what we call the Outburst Boot Cancer Challenge. We started, this is our second edition. We started last year. And last year we had one at the Central Park. So tomorrow, the 7th of October, 2017 will be our second edition at the Nairobi Arboretum, starting from 8:30. And it's a mix of fun, learning, and just and we are creating an environment where people can discuss issues, cancer, in a fun environment. So we have slotted fitness activities, simple fitness activities like aerobics, Zumba.
That doesn't sound simple at all.
We'll do insanity. It will just be in small clips, bits and pieces, so that we are pushing people towards get a fitness that you enjoy and do it. The highlight will be a 5-kilometer obstacle race.
I could argue that eating. I could argue eating is a physical activity I like to do.
Eating is just the first step towards physical activity. You know, the way it's amazing. You should see people who own cars, the way they're very attached to them, and every weekend you see men going to garages to fix cars. I wish we can do that with our bodies.
My mother likes to say, mwili haina adabu. You treat it well, you put it in a car, take it places, but it will still fail you if you don't walk, if you don't treat it right also, if you don't, you know, eat well and all these things. So that's why the Boot Cancer Challenge, we started this initiative just to sensitize people, because when in my journey, doctors used to ask 4 questions. One, do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you exercise? Do you drink? Do you smoke? No, do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you exercise? So those 3, I kept wondering, why are they asking these 3 questions the same way, you know, doctor after doctor after doctor. And so I came to analyze what not to do is smoke, what if you are to do in moderation is drink, and what you must do is exercise. And so because of our experience with working with teams and a lot of physical activity when we are doing team building, we came up with just the activities that we do, so in a fun way to engage families, friends, you know, all that. And we are not doing it alone. So we are in partnership, because we are not medical experts. So we are in partnership with people like, we have Aga Khan tomorrow, Aga Khan Hospital, who are coming in to do cancer screening, cancer of the breast cancer, cervical cancer. We have Nairobi Women's coming in to help us with prostate. Some of this screening will be free, and some that cannot be done there. What can be done there will be for free. What cannot be done there, you'll get a voucher which you will go to the hospital later at subsidized prices. And so we are calling on everyone to just come and join. We don't have an age limit, because they say that cancer is prone to people who are 70 years and below.
Are you in that bracket?
That is a very wide age bracket.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. And then when it affects one of us, it affects all of us. So that's why we are calling guys to come as family, come as workmates, you know, come as a chama. Just come and have fun. Come, let's engage in this fight together. And my desire is that one day we'll make cancer history. Just the way we talk about leprosy and those diseases of the heydays, yeah, that in the near future we'll be looking at cancer and saying, you know, once upon a time there was cancer.
All right. Is there entrance fee to come in?
Entrance is just 1,000 shillings, which will give you an awesome t-shirt. The t-shirt is actually like a gym wear, so that you don't only use it on that day, but when you look at it, it will be calling you to the gym. Okay. And our proceeds are going to the Gear Hospice. I was just about to ask you, because you know Kenyan, so I want to know where my money is going. Yeah, it's actually for a cause. We've actually supported the home for the past, let's say, a year or two. Yeah, but this year we've had what we call gym challenges. The past 3 months, which have been our build-up activities, and every month we also want people to go there, go and see what happens at the hospice. People, you see, we only think of our keeping our sick at home and taking care of them, and we don't even have the experience of taking care of them.
Yeah, you know? But hospice sounds like I'm throwing away my person to be taken.
That exactly.
Yeah.
Remember I told you when cancer affects a family, you must make some very hard decisions.
Oh wow, okay.
So one of those decisions is go there, see. Don't wait until it hits off. Just see. You can recommend it to a friend. You can just support that place or any other that is near you. But they do an awesome thing. The people who carry the heaviest burden of cancer is not really patients. Sometimes it's the caregivers. Okay. Yeah, and we want to put that place for them to just come have fun, and we can talk about it.
Man, I don't want this interview to end, but they're telling me I've already entered 5 minutes into someone else's interview. Okay, I'm so sorry, but you guys, you heard it. There's an event at the Arboretum tomorrow, the 7th of October, 2017. Entrance is just simply 1,000 shillings. It starts at 8:30 a.m. Ends at what time?
About 2 o'clock, and then it's open now to just have fun, to go for screening and things like that. Okay,
and you just go have fun. Go get screened and all this, and just go get sensitized. Know what's going on with all things cancer. Again, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month throughout October, but he's not limiting it to just breast cancer. It's just cancer awareness for him. Yes. I am assuming the turnout's going to be amazing because it's such an amazing cause, guys. Okay, could you tell us maybe how to find you on more details if you wanted to ask questions?
If you can find us on Facebook, just Outburst. You can follow us on Instagram or on Twitter, Outburst Kenya, on Instagram, Boot Cancer Challenge. All right. Thank you so much, Mangi Chege. Thank you. You have sensitized me. Have I been sensitized? That's the correct English, yeah? Yes. All right, guys. Please do stay tuned for more with It's Barrymore on Wine in the Morning.